When I'm connecting with your brother, I keep seeing dog tags.
I was wondering if you were going to say that.
Bullshit! You were testing me. He said to me that you said in your head, if this is real, talk about the dog tags.
I did.
This soul's coming through, and I keep seeing popping pills. So how do you connect with pills being involved with their passing?
My brother.
Okay. So know that, first of all, your brother's here. And it's funny because when I'm connecting with him, he's pointing to that hat that you're wearing when I'm speaking to him.
It's his hat.
He just said to me, he goes, you tell her to put that back where she got it, he says. He says, she doesn't look good in my hats, Matt. And when I'm connecting with him, he had the hat collections here in this world. Yes. And when I'm speaking to him, he kept saying to me, Matt, I'm sorry for passing in this way. I'm sorry for dying in this way. When I'm connecting with your brother, can I tell you the truth, and everything but the truth?
Please.
Can we judge Judy it? Because there's a lot that he's telling me.
I would expect nothing else.
Because when I'm connected with your brother, he used to party hard here in this world when I'm connecting with him.
Yes.
He's like, Matt, you know how that saying, like sex, drugs, and alcohol? That was me, he said. And when I'm connecting with him, he was also an outdoorsman when I'm connecting with him. Because he shows me about being outside. And at one point, it looks like, did he used to like dirt bike or like do like four-wheelers or things like that?
He liked stuff like that.
When I'm connecting with him, he's showing me this lifestyle that he had.
Yes.
And he says to me, Matt, he goes, I was always doing crazy things. He says to me, because I see him like out, and I see him with friends, and he's showing me bonfires, and he shows me everybody drinking, and he shows me what he used to do and what his life was like.
He was always a good time.
I'm also hearing Chris as well. Is there Chris?
Yes.
Who's that?
Her friend. Unless you're saying he was calling me that.
No. He's telling me Chris. So how was that connected to you?
To me, one of my best friends died unexpectedly, and his name was Chris.
He's also here. When you come together, your loved ones come together.
Yes.
Know that one of the things is this, okay? This is why I have the whole row stand up, because I might be talking with your brother, but know that Chris is there as well. And what's crazy is that even though they might not have known each other here in the physical world, right? The same way that you two can see one another, meaning that you're both alive and in the same row, right? All of our loved ones right now can see each other in spirit. So know that the first thing that I have to tell you is this, is your brother's coming through because he says to me, Matt, he says, my sister is so pissed at me because he tells me that he always made the wrong choices in life here in the physical world. And when I'm connecting with your brother, it started off with him just having fun and being out there. But then as life went on, he shows me him getting into trouble here in the physical world when I'm connecting with him. And I saw your brother get arrested when I'm speaking to him. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
He says to me, Matt, these are some of the things that I regret here in this world. He says, because the one thing that I want my sister to know is that she grew up. She took responsibility within her life, and I never did. And used to get so upset with him. And literally, he shows me that this drove a wedge between you and between him. Because he shows me, like, for the past year of his life, you weren't talking to him all that much. You weren't really hearing from him. Not that you didn't love him, but just that there was this separation that you felt with him. Do you understand that?
Yes.
I see you driving. This is what's crazy. Your loved ones will show me like little visions back in your life. And I see you driving and saying like, oh, I just hope my brother gets it together. Like, I just hope that he gets it together, lands, holds down a job, does this, and this. But he says to me, Matt, he says, I did the opposite. He tells me that he tore his family apart here in this world with his passing. And for that, he wants to say that he's sorry. I will tell you, the day that your brother died, he was not trying to end his life. He shows me very clearly he did not know what he was taking. Do you understand that?
Yes.
He shows me, because I said to him, well, what is this? And he goes to me, oh boy, when I'm connecting to your brother, it's like, I don't do drugs, okay? But when I connect with your loved ones, they'll show me like very specific things. And your brother's showing me, like, he used to pop pills, and then he used to also take it with like Red Bulls and energy drinks and shit like that. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Because he's trying to like explain to me like what these pills are. I'm like, listen, I was an EMT. I didn't know about those pills. But I will tell you that the day that your brother died, he did not know what he was taking. Whatever he was taking that day, he thought that he was going to sleep it off, wake up, and do it again, because he tells me that. He says to me, Matt, I went to bed. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And then I see someone trying to wake him up, but he was already gone. He had already died. He says to me, this was my life. He says, I would go out, I would party hard, I would get up. He says, I would go to bed. He goes, I go to bed, I get up, I do the same thing all over again. So know that what your brother says to me is that he's sorry. He's sorry for the way that he was found. He was sorry for the way that you all fought for him to try to figure out what had happened. And he says to me that you're so upset because you know that those things that he had taken had come from a trusted source. He tells me that you feel like he did not get justice for his passing. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Your brother tells me this. He says, Matt, I didn't know what I was taking. He says, but I also didn't ask. He says, I tried anything that was given to me. He says, if it looked good, I tried it. That's what he says. So know that the one thing that he wants to let you know is this. He wants to thank you for holding strong within his life here in this world. Because the moment that your brother died, he tells me that you rushed to pull everybody together, to keep the family close, to hold the relationships with everyone. He says, and I'll never forget that. Your brother wants to let you know one thing. Your brother says to me, Matt, please, 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 please tell my sister that I am watching over her every single day. And thank you for having the conversations with me and talking with me. He goes, and I'm the one who sends her the music. So you keep hearing music and songs that remind you of your brother. And I know that you cuss him out every time. He says to me, tell her, please don't be upset with me. He says, I made a mistake. He says, and I wish I would have realized it sooner. But my soul is always there. I am with you, and I am at peace. And there's one other thing. Hold on. You're going to know that. Sometimes the souls just won't stop talking. They'll tell me a million things about their passing and what had happened. And then they'll also talk about certain things that the family kept. And when I'm connecting with your brother, I keep seeing dog tags.
Oh, my fucking God.
They're his. He was in the army, and I put them in my pocket right before I left. And I kissed it first.
You just got the chills.
Yeah.
I was trying to end the reading. I wanted to end the reading. And your brother just said to me, he goes...
I was wondering if you were going to say that.
Bullshit! You were testing me. He said to me that... He said to me that you said in your head, if this is real, talk about the dog tags.
I did.
Your brother said to me, and look at now she laughs at me. Your brother said to me, I hope this is the proof that you needed to heal.
Thank you.
Don't thank me, thank him. So know that when you put those dog tags in your pocket and you're like, he's never gonna get this, he's never gonna know this. I knew for one reason, because your brother told me. And this is his way of validating to you that you can live every day without holding on to this pain and hurt. Because without a doubt, I want you to know that he's here and that he's with you. Right? I'm gonna leave you with that. And then also at the same time, your friend Chris passed? Okay, but did he pass in an accident here in the physical world?
It's a similar kind of thing. It wasn't like purposely. It was also an accident type of thing too.
He's here as well, but this is really interesting on how he had died. Because when I'm connecting with him, you're telling me it was in a similar way, but he tells me he had addiction issues here in the physical world when I'm speaking to him.
He did, yeah.
And I also see when I'm connecting, he was in either some type of a program or went to some type of, it looks like either a doctor or he was talking to some medical provider about this.
Yeah, no, he definitely did go to like medical things and stuff and try to stop doing stuff, yeah.
Please know that his soul is okay. Because when I'm connecting with him, he just said to me, let them know that I'm okay. And then also when I'm connecting with him, I kept hearing about him not going to work and not getting up for work and that being not unlike him. So know that it's his way of getting this message back to his family. And this is what happens, that a lot of times, is that souls will piggyback off of one another, meaning that if certain souls have died in a similar way or have a similar message or have to come through for some reason, they will. And that's why he's here right now, to let you know that not only is your brother here, but he's here. And they're actually talking to each other on the other side. Instead of him talking to me, I have him having conversations with your brother in spirit.
I feel like they would have liked each other, honestly. Like knowing her brother and knowing Chris, I feel like if they met each other, they would have liked each other.
Well, they have met each other on the other side.
Exactly.
The only thing is that when our loved ones pass on, it's cool because they can see, in their world, they can see each other just like we see us. So know that they're together. You brought the two of them with you today, and they're always angels that are with you and watching over you in spirit.